You know, sometimes two is better than one. And what I mean by that is when you get two very driven individuals, two intelligent people in the same room, it's very difficult to stop the momentum. It's very difficult to slow down what they're doing. And in fact, there was a video that came out yesterday that may be hinting at a potential integration between Cardano and Ripple, between ADA and XRP. This is something that could be big and could in fact lead to this boom in a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And we're going to talk about that in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So first of all, I want to show you guys this video just in case you have not seen this yet. This was actually put out by Ripple yesterday. And what it said was by 2033, a $0.6 trillion to $18.9 trillion shift is coming as tokenization reshapes global finance. And what this is the tokenization of real world assets. Now, where there was the questions around this, and I'll get to this more in just a moment, is right at the start of the video, you actually see ADA in this video. And I want you guys to listen to what is said here as well.
Tokenization is reshaping financial markets, making assets more accessible, efficient, and secure. By streamlining transactions and enabling fractional ownership, tokenization reduces costs by up to 60% and accelerates settlement from days to seconds. After initial hesitation, financial institutions are now publicly embracing tokenization. With this momentum, by 2033, tokenized assets are projected to exceed $18.9 trillion and continue the growth. As adoption accelerates, network effects driven by efficiency gains, interoperability, and regulatory clarity will establish tokenization as a financial industry standard. Tokenization is not just a trend, it is the next evolution in finance. And it's happening now.
Boom. There you go. That's a really big deal. So first of all, I would need to throw out one thing there. There is the potential that in this video, the use of the ADA token was just some incorrect usage of B-roll footage. And for those that aren't familiar with B-roll footage, it's just footage that can be used by different entities. They pay for it and integrate it into videos. And it may, in fact, just have been the misuse of an ADA token instead of an XRP token. All right. Now, don't shoot the messenger. Just understand that that is the potential. But when we dig deeper, there are some pretty big connections between Ripple and Cardano. First of all, we know right now there is a very big push to get the integration of RLUSD on the Cardano blockchain. This has been talked about by Charles Hoskinson many times before. He is having ongoing discussions with the Ripple team to, in fact, make this happen. There have also been discussions before about XRP Ledger potentially becoming a Cardano partner chain. What this means for those that aren't familiar is you may in fact be able to use Cardano consensus as settlement for the XRP Ledger, meaning that you can actually use ADA to settle transactions on XRP Ledger, which is a very interesting interoperability. I'll throw that word out there. Very big interoperability push between these two dominant players in the crypto space. Now, we know that Cardano, excuse me, has already been pushing for real world asset tokenization. In fact, we've been talking about real world asset tokenization for years. We've discussed the potential use of NFTs for this. This was an unknown use case for NFTs kind of a few years ago that was being tested out, specifically in California, surrounding vehicle titles and house deeds. And now with real world asset tokenization, you can obviously see fractional ownership of real world assets, which is very interesting. In fact, this was discussed yesterday regarding F-Gold, real world asset tokenization, right? We talked about gold, we talked about Bitcoin tokenized on the Cardano blockchain. And now there is an even bigger push to again tap into this potentially $18.9 trillion industry. And this is not a fad, all right? This is a big step in blockchain adoption. And the ones who can do this the best and the most efficient and make them the most interoperable are the ones that are in fact going to win in the long run. So yes, right now we're potentially on the verge of seeing a major cooperation, at least between Ripple and Cardano. This is mutually beneficial between these two assets. And guys, the optics that could come from this are huge. You're talking about the masses flocking into each ecosystem. You're talking, and guys, basically what this is an informational video, but it's also an advertisement. And why I'm saying that is what they're advertising to right now is enterprise. Enterprise can very much use what is happening with real world asset tokenization. And what we've been seeing kind of around the industry right now is the test. We're all kind of the guinea pigs right now. Remember how earlier we are in the crypto industry, but now you're talking about the potential of enterprise flocking to not just Ripple in a big way, or not just XRP Ledger in a big way, the Cardano ecosystem as well. For those that have been following me here on the channel for quite some time, you know we've talked about this for years. We've talked about the big things that will bring Cardano online isn't necessarily retail. It'll be enterprise and government. And look where we're at now. We are seeing governments start to utilize the Cardano blockchain. We are seeing enterprises start to utilize the Cardano blockchain. The ecosystem is in fact coming online, and maybe it's not the way that some people expected, but we've been, again, talking about this for years. I feel like I've had a very good understanding of the Cardano blockchain and how it is going to progress since I started talking about it back in the days, and that's expanded over time. But you're seeing major moves take place now. You're seeing major partnerships unfold. And again, like I said, 2 is better than 1. You might see Ripple and Cardano carry each other into some of the greatest adoption we have seen in blockchain history. All right. Now, how this relates to price is, again, huge optics, huge use from the chains, typically big booms in price, more demand, more demand, more demand. And right now we're already in an ecosystem where, where nobody wants to unload their assets anyways, where people are planning so much for the future. You could see the biggest booms yet. We could be potentially talking about, ADA and XRP being in the top 3 assets in crypto. Now, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice or anything like that, and understand that we're talking years down the road. All right. But when the boom in blockchain takes place, when the boom in this industry truly does happen, we might see some major shakeups. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts here. Do you see some big cooperation, some big partnership happening between these 2 major players in the space? But have a great day. Show your love below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.